It does seem like this is an ongoing topic throughout since before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out and now after it has been out. But since the demo dropped, a lot of people have been complaining about the performance mode and the graphics mode. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, over the weekend, I was recording content, making guides and stuff, and I've made it a point to really focus on the graphics mode and try it out, and it really does look good. But shout outs to Genki on Twitter. They actually brought up a statement. Over the weekend, Hamaguchi was visiting a showcase and he made some announcements in an interview. He couldn't really go into exact detail on it, but it does relate to the performance issues. And they actually recorded it in this article right here. So March 4, oh, actually, wow, they updated it. So the reason why I didn't make a video on this before, because of this issue, right? Okay, wow. So the reason why I did not make a video on this over the weekend was because the way that this person that wrote the article wrote it, it made it seem like only lighting, facial lighting was going to be the part of the update, which I was like, I don't really care to make a video on that. It is what it is. When that comes out, it comes out. But they reworded it. They reworded some parts to make it clear that the facial lighting is just one part of the update. Okay, that's better. I actually feel a lot better. I just found that out live with you guys. I didn't even read that before. But let's go through the article. It's pretty short, but I think it's going to be really, really awesome. Part of what makes Rebirth so good is its stunning vistas and visual fidelity, but many have expressed their disappointment with how much lower the performance mode's visual quality turned out to be compared to the much sharper graphics mode, which is true. Graphics mode is much sharper. Not only are the characters very, very pronounced in that mode, the environments, structures, elements within the field, like random rocks and stuff, just are way, way more sharper, and it does look really clean. I can't lie, especially like cutscenes. Like you really do see a big difference there. Cutscenes look great in performance mode, but the sharpened visuals in graphics mode do look great. Obviously, it's up to preference, whichever one it is you prefer to play in. By all means, do that. During his visit to the Philippines, director Naoki Hamaguchi mentions that he cannot reveal the full details of what this patch contains. He says that a patch is on the way, and one of the things it will fix is visual quality in performance mode, which is very hopeful. Very, very hopeful. And he quoted as saying, "We've received a lot of feedback on whether graphics in the performance mode will be improved or not. We hear you, and we are currently working on an update patch to improve that aspect. I don't think the release date would be far away from now." When asked for more details, Hamaguchi clarifies that he cannot divulge the full contents of the patch just yet, but part of the update will address instances on the game where the characters can look a little bit scary with the lighting at certain angles. We have heard from players in certain situations, the facial lighting makes some characters' shadows look very scary, so that's one part of the update we are working on. Originally, when this article was released on the weekend, it did not say this part, so that's one part of the update we are working on. It just said that's coming in this update. So to me, it made it seem like, okay, this update isn't specifically going to be relating towards performance mode. It's going to be fixing issues with the lighting on the characters' faces, and while that is a great concern for a lot of people, I didn't really think that it was a big deal for me to mention. But hearing that performance mode is getting another retweak, and they're going to be tweaking the lighting as well on top of that, and other various things that he cannot divulge just yet, that's very good for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think the game looks phenomenal in both modes. However, in performance, it does get a little blurry for some people's displays, which by the way, we made a video on this. There is a slight fix for performance mode. If you put your PlayStation 5, if your display can do it, not every display can put their screen in 1440p, but if you put your PlayStation 5 in 1440p from the main settings of your PS5, and then you go into performance mode on Rebirth, it looks way better. It looks better than the 4K PS5 setting going into performance mode, where it can look a little bit more jagged, blurry, and pixely, whereas 1440p kind of makes the image a little bit more tighter and slightly more sharper, and honestly, no jagged edges either. Whichever one you choose to play in, that's entirely up to you guys, of course. But this is great because I do like performance mode, and the game is really beautiful in graphics mode, and I would like if performance could look a little bit more similar to it, because it says that they're trying and that they are hitting 1440p in performance mode, but that does not look or reflect it in any way. Fingers crossed that this next update is the last one that they'll need to do. I'm hopeful that performance mode will look a little bit better. Good thing we won't have these issues on PC, hopefully. I'm hoping we get PC sooner than later, man, because let's just face it, man. Like, this game is beautiful. This game is beautiful. The gameplay is awesome. But for some people, including myself, I prefer the snappy feel of the frames in performance mode versus the graphics and the latency that you get in graphics mode. When asked about his preference between graphics and performance mode for Rebirth, he quickly and simply answers, I like to play other games in graphics mode as well because I like to see better graphics. And why not? The game is stunning. With all the work that they've done in the development team to raise the quality at the highest level, enjoying the views is certainly the way to go while experiencing the gripping story. I get it. Like, the graphics in this game are phenomenal, and I saw it firsthand. Like, I replayed the intro up until middle of the grasslands over the weekend in graphics mode, and I got used to the gameplay. Everything in terms of like the quality that I was seeing, the raw quality before my eyes on my screen was really good. Really good. I wouldn't say that it's like the definitive way that you need to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now. I would say that at some points, it does make the game pop better. Straight up, it does hit different. I do hope that they do fix the performance mode, though, because for things like minigames specifically, I cannot play the minigames in the graphics mode. The latency, the delay on that is just not great at all. Whether it's the Frog mini game or any other mini game whatsoever, even Queen's Blood does feel a little weird and not as snappy in graphics mode compared to performance. Like, that's just one thing. Like, with how good Rebirth is and how much praise it's getting, it's just one element to Square Enix's company that they just can't seem to nail right when it comes to a launch of any other games. Like Final Fantasy 15, 16, looking at 7 Rebirth now, they do prioritize the graphics as much as they can, but the frames, and it's not really a perfect delivered experience when it comes to the visual quality of things. It can be really good, but the comfortability as far as like frames goes will take a little bit of a hit. That's amazing. Over 1,000 reviews. That's crazy. Holy shit. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Universal acclaim on Metascore. It did open up at 94, dropped to 93, and maintained that for about a day, and then it went and solidified itself at 92. It is a Metacritic must play. This game is phenomenal. Anybody that has played this game will tell you guys straight up, this is a title that you don't want to miss out on. It has been nothing short of amazing. And all my expectations were blown completely out of the water when I finally got my hands on this and was able to play it, and still am playing it. User score, however, out of 1,150 user ratings, it is at a 9.0. That's huge, considering that this was based on 128 critic reviews. Users are pushing this over 9. That's amazing. 90 or above is always a W. I mean, the Metacritic itself, I think, like, if the performance mode and graphics in general were slightly better, this could have been easily not like reflect the same 92. Maybe this would have been a little higher, because we do know some people did ding the game on their initial reviews because of this. Graphics mode does play pretty good, but damn, when Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, for a lot of other reasons within that game, its graphic issues weren't the main problem, but that game's user score was crazy. That thing was, people were tanking the hell out of that. There is a patch coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you guys updated on it, and when that does drop, we'll probably do some comparisons of before and after footage to see just how much of a difference it actually makes. So the elevator lighting, to me, I don't think that's a big deal. I know there's a lot of people that have been making memes and stuff out of it. I think I'd rather performance mode be a true 1440p experience and be a little bit more sharper than it actually is, rather than the character's faces looking scary in an elevator at an angle that you're not supposed to see. But comment below, let's get a discussion going. I want to hear what you guys think. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Final Fantasy VII Rebirth videos are on the way, and you don't want to miss them. By the way, we did an Aerith guide the other day, and a lot of you guys seem to really like it. So up next, we'll be doing Yuffie and Cait Sith when we eventually get them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.